Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the elemental energy reading for the month of April for the element of Earth. Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you are Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or have Earth high up in your chart, this message is for you. There is a link in the description if you've never had your charts read. It's not a sponsored link. It's just more of a convenient tool if you need it. To a natal chart, it gives you your base 12 houses with 10 to 20 pages of a description of what all that chaos on that page means. I'm not good with the zodiac, so that's why I say it like that. There is a lot of good information in there, though, if you are interested in those. So, with that, we will get started with our I-ching hexagram, and I cast the hexagram before the video, so we'll get started with that, and then we'll hop into the cards. And Earth, you have number 16, and it is titled Repose. And the text is, repose profits those engaged in building up a country and sending forth armies. So this is, I believe, the way they're going to define repose is kind of like your constitution, your a way of where you stand up. There's a little footnote here. We'll take a peek and see how they're phrasing this. Where to go? It means the perfect certainty as to the rightness of the cause and its great value under the conditions. So you really are in a position right now to be in control of things, and you see the right path no matter what else is going on around you. So that's starting off pretty good for Earth this month. Our foundational line, our bottom line here, is the crowing of the rooster. They use a different word, but we'll be nice here. The crowing of the rooster bespeaks repose, an evil omen. So you don't want to rush into this. Just because something's going on first thing in the morning, you're getting alerted to it. Cool. Keep your cool. Stay composed, but don't rush into things is what I'm hearing. So yes, you're going to end up with a good month, but it's because you're not making rash decisions. Earth, you tend to move a little bit slower in the decision process across the board. It's part of the nature of Earth energies. Like Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, you don't rush into things. You think about them. You make sure you're foundationally strong. And this hexagram is really reinforcing that this month. Your second line, unmoved as a rock, before the end of the day, righteous persistence will bring good fortune. That's, again, you're not changing your stances, you're examining things. You're unmoved as a rock, meaning somebody else can have their opinion, and they can come up to you and push on you and be like, well, you, Earth, you need to do it more like air. And you're like, I'm good, I will do what I do. And before the end of the day, the righteous persistence will bring good fortune. Righteous persistence, this is those core values, this is your ethics, your morals, and those are the things that support you when you're making these decisions. And what I'm getting with this second line is, it doesn't matter what other people are doing. You're going to do what you do because you know it's the right path. Even if it may not feel like it at times, you do know where you're headed. So our third place line, to gaze reposefully brings regret. Tardy action brings regret. So you don't want to just observe. You need to make your plan and get clear and then take the proper actions. And when they say tardy action brings regret, Earth, this is where your ability to know when to act and when not to act comes into play. You're observing, you're watching, you're a little bit slower on the trigger because you're making sure that what you're doing is the right thing. Don't want to miss an opportunity, but you're also not going to rush into tragedy either. So keep doing what you're doing. Our fourth place line, our solid line here, from repose, great results occur. Harbor no doubts. Why should it be harmful to befriend the official? This may be where you have to step up and ask for some help, or other people are like, oh, you're going to talk to that person for help? Yes, they're a professional in their field. It would make sense to talk to them because this is what I want to work on. So this is where that repose, you're holding yourself to those higher values that you have, not someone else's, yours. And that's going to give you the great results. Harbor no doubts. Why should it be harmful to befriend this official? This is where you may have to reach out for some help or some aid, but you're doing it to someone who is higher up. You might be, if you're in a business situation, you might ask for some help with making sure your resume is up to par. If you're starting a business, you might go find a friend of yours or someone else who other people might be like, oh, why would you go to them? Because they know what they're doing. They have a successful business. It's not the same field as mine, but I bet I can get some information. You don't want to, get too over the top with things, but you do also want to make sure you're getting correct information. So that's where you're at here. Your 5th place line is, illness is presaged, but it will not last long or cause death. And this could be part of this. You're pushing yourself too much. That's when you go too fast and make the decisions too quickly. Your body is going to give you the heads up. Hey, Earth, this is not the right time. Knowing the right time is what's going to work best for you. You don't want to rush, but you also don't want to dilly-dally. There's a good balance in there, and that's where you're going to be at, Earth. And I'm really getting, and this is coming in, not I-ching, it's time for you to really tap into your intuition, because I'm seeing that this is a shift in your financial situation primarily. It could be in your home life too, but I'm feeling financial with this. And it's one of those things that you've been kind of poking at, like you take a stick and just poke at it because you're not sure if you're ready for it. And the universe is saying, listen, if you're going to do this, let's do this. Let's get things moving. We're not going to rush you, but we're also not going to let you just sit on your heels and not do anything. So let's get this show on the road type of energy. So your capstone here is madcap repose. Fortunately, a change takes place, so no blame is involved. What do they mean by madcap? That's an interesting phrase. Oh, you don't want to be tardy or slow to the point of extreme rashness when you have to rush. So you want to make sure, that's why they're saying you want to make sure you're keeping a steady pace, keeping a steady gait, and do the things in the proper order. You don't want to, well, if I'm going to start this business, I'm going to find the building first. How about you get the paperwork going first? So you're going to see how that's really coming into that official part is a good thing. Finding out from someone who's already done something similar so that you can get information. You're not going to be competition to them because you have your own thing, but it would be advised to hunt out that kind of information is what I'm getting. So Earth, you have a really interesting month ahead. Low and slow is your goal. Kind of like cooking a really good pot roast. You don't rush those. And that's where it's coming up for you with this instance, is you want to make sure you're taking the right time and allowing yourself the gift of awareness as you move through this month. So we're going to hop over to our cards. I read week by week. There's approximately 5 weeks in April, so we'll do a 5-week set. Each week we look at a guide or guardian, a message from source, and then we look at a little more clarification from the tarot. So like, comment, and subscribe, all those fun things. Also, if you see something different in the cards, because I read intuitively, it's always interesting to hear what other people have to say when they get their intuition going. So if you're comfortable with that, feel free to let me know in the comments. There's one of these decks that I'm using today. They have some interesting cards, and sometimes I can't quite tap into them. So if that happens, I do have that book. So, but otherwise, we'll just go with what source brings in. Our first week's guide or guardian is number 8, the Spirit. This is about getting clear on your connection to God's source. These are very, in my energy, they are very high energy dragons. These are dragons that are going to be able to connect you to the highest aspects of yourself. It's going to help you tap into God's source. That's going to open up your intuition. And this as your opening guide for the month is really powerful because it's saying, you already know that you have this connection. Now it's time to act on it. It's time to use it. Be open to the guidance from source. We have free will. We have all that in plus. But sometimes we need a reminder of where do we get our free will? Where do we get our creation from? And that's from source. So when we're trying to build something, instead of running around batting our head into a wall, tap into source, find out what's going on, and see if there's an easier way. Sometimes we're hitting our head on the door frame. If we step to the right or left 2 feet, all of a sudden there's the path. So that's what Spirit's wanting to bring forward in this first week is you're not doing this by yourself. Get connected and allow source to help guide you. That's where your intuition kicks in. Your message from Source is water codes, ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. So you already know what direction you're headed here, Earth. You already have thought this through. You know the path ahead. You've already planned this out 6 ways from Sunday. There still will be some excitement along the way because Source loves to do that. The universe is unpredictable at best. But you have a goal. And what the water codes are bringing in is it's time to really get clear in your own mind. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start this process now. I've been planning this for a while. So let's start doing some action. Let's start taking some steps. Your tarot message actually ties into that well, is number 1, the Magician with Archangel Raziel. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Success is beginning. So when we look at the Magician, this means you have gained knowledge. You have the base information and the base skills and tools, earth, air, fire, water, coming together with spirit so that you can start this creation energy. You already know what you're going to do. And now the Magician is saying, you have the tools, you have the ability, you have the goal in mind, start the process. And that's where the Magician being number 1 is so valuable, because it's saying, first step, what is that for you? And honestly, Earth, sit down. You already have the goal. And if you don't, this could be your step 1. What is the first step that comes to mind in achieving this goal? Like I said, I keep seeing business or finance with you, not so much hearth and home, which is unique because usually Earth has both. So whatever it is towards that next goal, whatever you're working towards in that energy, what is it? Sit down, pen and paper, pencil and paper, write it out. Don't just do it on your phone or a computer. That's not the same. There's an action in writing that triggers your brain to wake up. So you want to make sure you're being as alert as possible, because Source is bringing you in a message in this first week, and it's not saying sit on your haunches, it's saying let's get moving. So let's hop into our second week and see what Source is bringing in. We have number 32, the Divine Feminine aspect. So your Divine Feminine dragons, these are the queens of the dragon realm, so to speak. And when we have this energy coming in, this is very supportive. This is also the power behind the throne type thing. So it's saying you have a lot of gifts involved. If you happen to be more male, the feminine aspect, whether it's a girlfriend or however that works for you, is coming in to support you. It could be the fact that you have always relied on boldness and hyperaction. Well, you might also need to step into some more quietness and a little more behind the scenes. And when you have both aspects, the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, working with you, you'd be surprised how much faster things happen because it's in balance. And what this is saying is you may be a little too projective with things. You might be a little bit, I can do it on my own. You can, but the Divine Feminine is going to be a little more support for you. So that might be another aspect of awareness to tap into in this second week. And we're continuing with the Divine Feminine with the Sirens, using your voice, expansion, and freedom. If you don't feel that you are capable or able, or you're afraid of being... That's weird. If you're afraid of being made fun of for your goal, your dream, your ambition, so you haven't really said anything about it, once you get things going, it's okay to talk about it. You're not going to listen to what they have to say. If they're being really super negative Nancy about it, oh, Earth, you think you're going to start that business? Oh, please. In this economy, you will never succeed. And I don't have to listen to you either, so run along. You're using your voice. The voice is really about casting, pardon the expression, casting a spell. Our words hold weight. And when we work with the Divine Feminine, it's encouraging, it's supporting. You might have that one friend or two friends, or in this image, 3, that are coming forward to be like, okay, I know what you're doing. I wouldn't go about it this way. Let's look at this from a bigger picture. This could also be the introduction of the official from the I-ching that's helping you make the proper decisions, that befriending of a powerful person. So you've got a couple of different ways to come into this, but what I'm really getting in this second week is there's this energy that somebody's not going to like what you're doing because they don't want to see you grow. They don't want to see you succeed. Whether it's a conscious thought or not, they are not thrilled with the fact that you might be succeeding at something they wanted to do. Well, that's their fault for not doing it. So it's not your problem if they're not doing what their soul's guiding them to. So you might have a little bit of that to deal with, but use your voice to say, no, I'm doing this. This is my dream. When you speak it into the universe, use now terms. I am doing this. This is mine, or however you want to phrase it, but do it in the now, and always positive. I don't want that. That's not going to work, but I have that is. So you want to word it correctly, because those words affect everything. Your message from the tarot is number 13 with peace, Archangel Azrael, releasing the past. There's more enriching future coming. Let go, let God. I believe this is the death card in traditional tarot, but it's the death of things that are holding you back. It's the death of that habit that's stopping you from attempting this process. It's that inner voice that's always saying guilty things like, do you really deserve this? Do you really think that you're worthy of this? Yeah, I do. Get gone. So this is the piece that's coming in, is you're releasing all of that negative energy. Now, some of that is going to pop up once again, just to be, are you sure this is what you're doing? Just testing a little bit. That's what they do. And Azrael is a great guide, because if there's something that's not working, you can offer it to God's source to have Azrael take it out of your system and out of your life. Be aware that can happen pretty quick when it happens, so make sure you're ready to let that go. But it's also saying, don't stress over the things that might be in the way. Find ways to work around, or maybe work within, and then release those things as they come up. And it could be emotional blocks, it could be emotional issues. Like I said, that whole inner voice, that little monster that sits in the back going, you're not good enough. I am good enough, go away. So those are ways you can work through that. Your third week, you have got some powerful energy coming in, because you've got 2 major arcanas already, and you're now stepping into the third week dragon with number 21, Merlin, the dragon. So you already are a master of a magician, which the magician shows up in your first week too. And Merlin is coming in to say, you have knowledge beyond knowledge. You have skills beyond skills. You have the ability to reach out and access anything. Because of who you are, Earth, you're able to reach out to that official and get the help. You're able to encircle yourself with people who are on a similar page. They have their own journeys, obviously, but they're also doing things. They're building, they're expanding. Whether it's fast, slow, or in the middle, you are surrounding yourself with this type of personality. And with the Merlin aspect, it's coming in saying, the miraculous is kind of a commonplace thing for you this month. April is not a time, especially this third week is what I'm seeing, where you're going to have to question, you're going to have, well, am I really doing the right thing? You ask that question of the universe this third week, you're going to have a resounding response. So pay attention to the signs and symbols, because you're going to have a lot of, they keep going back to the word magic. You can call it mystic, you can call it psychic, whatever. You're going to have a lot of those experiences in this third week, because Merlin doesn't act with, or doesn't show up unless there's action being done. So if you've hit a roadblock, start asking yourself, what's in the way? How can I deal with this? And notice how things start to shift. Your message from Source is the cosmic ocean, current dreams, future realities, and new beginnings. Again, it's time for the action. Your dream is moving you forward. The cosmic ocean is where you put the dreams, you put yourself to allow this growth to occur. It washes away that which does not serve, which sounds really repetitive. But when you think about it, and I want you to get clear on this, when you're ready to release something, what do? How do you release something from the past? Do you write the angry letter and burn the letter and say, I'm done with you, be gone? Do you pray about it? Do you have a counselor you talk to? Do you put it in your journal and then slam that page? Whatever it is, do the thing that helps you release it. Now, with that, there's emotions that pop up when you're dealing with this kind of emotional release. And sometimes those can be really intense, if not scary. Sometimes it's tears, sometimes it's hysterical laughter, and you can't figure out why you're laughing because, it was an event that didn't feel good, but for some reason your body's response is to laugh it out. Whatever comes up, let it out. Source is saying, let it be washed away in the cosmic ocean. And that's going to allow this new thing that you're working on to amplify its speed. It'll start coming in a lot faster. Just like the I-ching says, you don't want to dawdle and be tardy. You want to accept opportunity as it arises, but you're not rushing either. So there's that balance again. Oh, good grief. Your third week's tarot, again, major arcana, is number 6, the Lovers with Archangel Raphael. Make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, and the power of love. If you're in a relationship, that's the best support you're going to have this month, especially this third week. If you're single, you have friends, especially if it's a close friend who understands there's things going on in life, and allow them to support you, because you do have that option. And before anyone says anything, everyone has at least one close friend. Even if you don't think that they're a friend, it's that person that bugs you and drags you out of your depression all the time. That's still a friend. And the Lovers, it could be a more amorous sexual relationship, or it could be just a real close bestie that is a different form of intimacy. And that's what you're coming in as, a supporting energy this set third week. Merlin is bringing in some miraculous things. You're going to have some awarenesses shifting this month or this week, but you also are getting called to release and allow things to be washed away in the cosmic ocean, because the Lovers, that person, that close person, is there to support you and help you work through it. And sometimes it may come out as anger. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Tears and laughter are the two that tend to pop up the most when you're releasing past like stored emotions and trauma. That's what usually pops up, is those two. But it could come out as anger as well, and they might be the ones to be like, you know what, let's go out in the woods, let's go do something that is a little more destructive in a safe environment where you can just get this out of your system. So be aware that there's a lot of ways of dealing with this. Your fourth week, oh well, you went from Merlin to this one, number 7, with magic and manifestation. You're having a month this month, Earth, where you're having like divine revelation happening. Expect the miraculous and the magic to show up for you, if you will. And what I'm seeing with this one is it's time for you to start applying your divine will. Magic is simply will applied to cause change. Apply your divine will and allow that to manifest in the best, healthiest way for you. What I'm seeing here is, since you're working towards something financial for whoever that is, you're applying it saying, this is going to become my future. This is what I want to pay my bills with. This is what I want to, be abundant and prosperous with. So that's my goal, and I'm going to align with my highest self. I'm going to get the people around me who are knowledgeable and able to help me if I need it in this situation, and that's going to help speed the manifestation part. The magic is applying your divine will, saying, this is what I'm doing, and this is why I'm doing it. I want to take care of my family, my spouse. Don't want them to have to work. I want to be able to have that, white picket fence and 3.5 dogs and 2.5 kids and whatever else you got going on there. That's what your goal is. And you're saying, this is my why. My goal is prosperous abundance, whatever. My why is here. And now I'm applying my will to saying, this is what I'm doing. This is what I have. And that changes the dynamic, saying, well, I don't have it yet. No, you're changing that because you're applying your divine will to it. The divine will is what connects you to source. Source comes in, things start happening. So again, you're still going to have challenges and bounces around the way because we're human and that's what we like to do. But you're going to notice that things are shifting. So your message from source is the sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, balance. And this is your call to embrace the people who've supported you. Have fun. You're creating, you're manifesting this better life, especially this better financial situation. And source is wanting you to say, now appreciate those who've stood with you. If it's your partner, do something romantic with them. Really enjoy each other's company. If it's a friend group, take them out to dinner when you get the money ahead. Bring them over for a dinner at the house, cook out on the barbecue or something. But embrace this and feel the joy of simply being with them. You don't have to do a lot. You can just have fun being with them. if it's your with, bleh, excuse me, if it's with your spouse, cuddle up and watch that romantic movie that you've got one or both of you've been wanting to watch, and just enjoy being with the person. Even if the movie doesn't mean anything to you, you're with your partner, and let them enjoy it. Like, that's what I'm getting here, is that sweet waters is that peaceful state of being that comes in when you are seeing things happen. You still got stuff going on, but don't forget to take care of yourself, Earth. That's what's important in this 4th week. So, your message from the tarot is the Ace of Michaels, new beginnings coming in. A wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Been saying that most of the reading here. Clear up communication problems with others. So if you're not sure about stuff, get clear. This tarot is really just wanting to reinforce this. Yes, you're getting your divine will, you're applying it to the goal, you are successful, you have this business, and those are great. But if there's someone who's not hearing you, like your siren call of getting the right people around, and they're just wanting to kind of nitpick, and you're like, listen, let me explain this. This is why I'm doing it. If you don't want to hear it, that's fine. I'm not going to repeat myself again. But I'm tired of hearing the yappy nonsense. If you're going to be negative, you can, I don't want to kick you out of my life, but I'm not going to listen to this anymore. Get clear with your communication, is what Michael is wanting to say here. And sometimes that requires some cord cutting, some energetic release, but you want to make sure you're ready for that. That's that new beginning part. So it's kind of an interesting read so far. This let's take a peek at our 5th week here, if the cards would talk to me. But yeah, I'm really seeing there's a maturing energy that's coming in for Earth. Like, you've been poking at this, you've been kind of thinking about it, but now it's saying it's time to do the actions part. Your last week's guide or guardian is number 30, the Delphin. I think this is the dragon that's associated with dolphins, but we'll double check that. Right off the bat, the energy I'm getting from it is very much make the decisions, do the things. Sources coming in to guide you, so there's really no reason to be pulling back. You are protected, you are safe, and this, what you're working on, as long as you keep that righteous persistence, that code of conduct, your personal ethics and morals in place, Source is going to work with you on this. But we'll take a peek in the book here. The Delphin is the etheric counterpart of whales and dolphins. Okay, so that is correct. Whales are the Earth's record keepers, and dolphins are the spiritual ancestors. They carry the blueprint of spiritual existence on Earth. So this dragon carries that knowledge and understanding within the depths of his being. So you can, watch his eyes and see what happens there. The waters of Earth can cleanse or maim, support or take life. This is the energy you are dealing with, is this balance of push, pull, take, receive. And it's really wanting you to look into your soul and get clear on your divine purpose. Get clear on what it is that you're doing. Again, you want to remember and focus on the why of what you're doing. It's not just, I need lots of the dollar bills. Okay, what for? Just because you want dollar bills? That's kind of a weird way of doing it. You want that to live the life of your dreams. You want to build this up so that your spouse doesn't have to work outside of the house anymore. You want to do it so you can buy the house. You want to do it so you can have the dream, whatever it is. Remember the why. And the Delphin holds that spiritual knowledge and is willing to work with you on this and help you see it more clearly. So that's why I keep getting this image for Earth, that it's time to really wake up the intuition. You may already have it, but this month it's going to a different level. It's being called forth in a different way. So see how that plays out for you. Our message from Source in this 4th week is the Well Maidens. You've had a lot of divine feminine going on here. You have a lot of support in the best way possible. But you also have a lot of discipline going on here. So be aware there's a balance. Kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. These are the energies of water, a lot of water anyway. So you may have a water person that comes in and supports you, but you also may have water high in your chart. So it's one of those earth water energies where you get to act on what is being offered. Source is wanting you to remember, yes, you have knowledge, you have wisdom, you've got all the tools you need, but don't forget to be compassionate. And that doesn't just apply to other people. You can work yourself into the ground trying to help someone else, but then you end up not in a healthy state. Compassion goes to others and to yourself. And the well maidens are coming in to say, you're doing the right thing here, Earth, but don't forget, you also need to take care of yourself. So do the things that you need to do as you're going through this month, and by the end of the month, maybe take a day and just go fishing. If you're someone who likes to go fishing, go camping, spend a romantic evening with the spouse, do whatever it is that you need to heal your inner world, because things are moving pretty quick here, and there's a lot of stuff happening, a lot of manifestations, if you will, and you might feel a little overwhelmed by the end of the month. Take the time for some self-care, and you'll notice that things actually aren't as big as what you thought, and a lot of stuff's happened without you having to deal with it. Your last card for the month, your last tarot, is setting you up for a really interesting May, where this is April, but you're getting ready to launch apparently, and that is 0, Leap of Faith with Archangel Metatron. It would be the Fool in traditional tarot. Believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what brings you joy. You have a new beginning being offered. This month is getting things set up and cleared, and this next steps taken, because it looks like you're going to have a leap of shifting that occurs in May. There could be a lot of different things going on here, so be ready for that and allow yourself that blessing as you go forward in the month of May when you get to that point, because you're being called to something here, Earth, and there's a change that's being brought forward, and it's a change you've been looking forward to, you've been looking towards, and now you get the opportunity to actually start making this happen. And I'm not saying it's going to be completed in April. That's not what's coming up, but you're going to make a lot of progress, and you're going to feel better about where you're at and the situation as it grows. So with that, I will let you guys and gals go. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.